president of Black Lives Matter Greater New York. I was sworn in as the new president in December of 2018. Black Lives Matter Greater New York is the most visible and active chapter in the country, and I'm the youngest serving president in the country for a Black Lives Matter chapter.
So it's my community service project that I developed when I was about actually 10 years old. And the reason I started it is because I volunteer in my church's soup kitchen every Saturday back in Cleveland. And my grandmother always, implemented in me that service was so important. And you would notice that when you're serving these people that they don't have money for food, then they don't have money for hygiene. So I took it upon myself just to break that barrier, and probably just is what it is today.
We're your local domestic violence agency. We're literally right across the bridge, and always here to serve college students as well as just adults and children that are in.
Regular Cycle is like a new organization that came to Hampton University this year. It originally originated at Clark Atlanta University. So basically it just started with, the mentoring the high school, middle school kids, but it definitely has expanded a lot now. We're able to offer people to go study abroad. We're able to offer people during the spring, the fall, some winter breaks as well, and then the summer to just go do community service outside the country.
My first question is, do you feel that millennials value the power of philanthropy and community service, or do you think that we just do it to gain our community service hours, because it's like a movement now? Do you think we really deeply value the passion and the meaning behind it?
As a young activist, I can speak for, a lot of the young people that I come in contact with every single day, and I do truly believe that young people value philanthropy and community service, especially when you see now youth taking the charge.
That there's a misconception that millennials don't care about philanthropy work, that, well, let's be real, that millennials don't care about anything, and I think that that's just another way to oppress millennials from really changing the world. So the more you kind of fight against that system and that message, the greater that will be. And I think that especially happens among millennials that identify with color. So yeah, it's a misconception, I think. And I think that nonprofits also have a responsibility to show people that are thriving and people that are creating peaceful communities, and so that also inspires hope, so that people can say, you know what, I want to join that movement. Because when you turn on the news and it's nothing but tragedy, it's like, I don't even want to be in this city, or I don't want to be in this place, or I don't want to go to that neighborhood.
What advice do you guys have for a student who's trying to establish their own brand and balancing it with academics? And the second part to that question is, what advice would you have for the same person who's trying to partner with other organizations and brands?
A lot of times when you hear about nonprofits, they always cater toward just say the hood. But there's a community of the working middle class people who sometimes don't get a lot of support. So how do nonprofits kind of cater or support that group of people who's kind of stuck in between the haves and have-nots?
It's oftentimes their executive board don't match the communities that they're trying to serve at all. So
we know that there are people that are part of the middle class that have good jobs, but inflation is real. It's expensive to live out here. So how do we assist those people that don't meet the qualifications for maybe social benefits but need them? So having that conversation and learning their stories right now, and trying to figure out what needs they have, and then also what that family dynamic looks like, as we know that looks different in different communities depending on where you live. So that's being discussed in Hampton, I know on the south side, but I can speak to the peninsula, Hampton, Newport News, Pocosin, York County, Williamsburg, that people typically associate with being like a resorty, affluent area, and there are people that are struggling up there, and not at the poverty level, but are struggling. As far as the board, some boards, and I can't say all, have a board matrix. I know that we do. So we make sure that our board members are represent the communities that we serve.